Tell me something. Are you in the habit of just walking into people's houses uninvited? Does that ever end poorly? I'd think most people would object to strangers rifling through their things. Of course, I am not most people. Come to think of it, it has been too long since I've enjoyed the conversation of strangers. Now that is the question, isn't it? I'm going to need time to figure that out. Which gives you plenty of time to get us some refreshments. Have you ever heard of the Realte Brocaire? It is a particularly rare vintage from the north. Why don't you travel to Lucky Mine and root around a bit? Find a bottle of the Realte Brocaire for us to share, and then we'll talk. Once, Candrian was a small kingdom whose borders included the land of Acatha. The lords of Candrian ruled from a great keep to the southeast. Now it is little more than a dilapidated fortress looming over a run-down village south of here. The war has bled it dry. You wish to know of me? I am not that interesting, I promise. Not many choose to live upon the flooded plains of Acatha. Between the Tuatha and the Wild Fae, it is a place of little worth. Still, I like to call it home. I haven't tasted its sweet sorrow since I was a young warlord. Bring me a bottle and I'll tell you all about those long-forgotten days. Farewell. Hello there. Ah, a bottle of the Realte Brocaire. This is going to treat me right. Yes, indeed. You've done me quite the boon fetching this, though I'll admit it leads me to outrageous wagers. For instance this. If you can complete 8 labours of my choosing, I shall give you the treasures of Arethel. It is rare I meet a stranger such as yourself, and I would like to take this opportunity to set things right. I assure you the reward will be well worth it. Excellent! You've already fetched the Realte Brocaire for me. That can count as the first of the 8 labours. Well done. Now, your next task. Take this letter to a man named Matix Dace in the village of Condrian to the south. That is all. He was once a kind man, good for a laugh or an encouraging word. When I kidnapped his sister, though, something inside him snapped. And I cannot blame him, of course. Matix Dace is the resident brewmaster of the Condrian Inn. He spent his entire life behind that bar. When you give him the letter, it's probably best if you don't mention me immediately. Let him figure things out for himself. Farewell.
Good day. What'll it be? Is that so? Let's take a look. That bastard! He murders my dear sister Jera in cold blood, then waits 30 years and thinks a note will make everything right. You tell Derfel that if I ever see him again, I'm going to gut him. You'd better run along now, and don't forget to tell Derfel we have the finest accommodations in Arethel. Would you like to rent a room? Excellent. The room is on the first floor to... I remember Mistress Fell stayed with us not too long ago, asking questions about the disappearances. Departed in a hurry, paid up, but left her possessions behind in a chest upstairs. Lord Condrian did what needed to be done. When the Tuatha came, he had to choose. Fight a losing battle, or save that which could be saved. I'm just glad it was Melaglir that could be saved. Been running the inn here in Melaglir all my life. My father was proprietor before me, and his father before him. Used to be we could count on travellers passing through here every week, but now we're lucky to have any visitors at all. Let me know if you discover what happened to her. I hope she's all right. Your room is on the first floor, on your right.
Hail, Wanderer.
Greeting. I trust everything went well delivering the letter to Matix Dace? I'm not sure he took kindly to it. Regardless, you have completed the second labor. For your next labor, I need you to retrieve a sword, Hellbane, off the body of a great Varani blademaster known as Three Swords. He was called Three Swords for the 3 weapons he favored. He was one of the only mortals I've ever known to master the challenging art of wielding the twin fey blades. I'm sure the Tuatha paid a mighty butcher's bill for it. Travel to the Tuwili coast, search near the shore, and follow the Tuatha bodies. 3 Swords will not have fallen easily. News has recently come to me of the fall of a great Varani blademaster known as Three Swords. He bested me, and instead of taking my life, he took my sword, Hellbane. I want you to find where 3 swords died and retrieve the weapon. Until later, then. Greeting. You have acquired Hellbane. Excellent. Now, for your next labors, I need you to collect some items. The Bloodstone, a circlet, and the Rose of Candrian. The Bloodstone in particular must be bought. Here is some gold to do so. The troubles of the war have tilted its citizenry toward a more religious bent. Tread carefully there. Few creatures are as dangerous as a true believer. She was the most beautiful creature I have ever known, and she is dead. Let us leave it at that. The circlet from the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir, the Bloodstone from Kel's Cafety, and the Rose of Candrian from the grave of Geradace. He is a lying, whoring, two-faced mongrel, a blight on the plains of Erethel for the better part of 20 years. Long ago, he cheated me in a game of cards, winning a gem known as the Bloodstone. I want you to get it back. Use the gold I have given you to get it back. If you can convince Kells to part with the gem for less, good. If you can't, do what you need to do. Well, if you don't have the skills to do so, take this book. Place it in the bookshelf to the left of the chest, and the chest should unlock. Let's just call it a legacy of my misspent youth, and not ask questions as to how it works. Now, go, get me that circlet. The magic of the headstone will allow the bearer of Hellbane to pull the rose from the stone as if it were alive. All right then, you'd best get going. Farewell. Ah, my favorite interloper. The circlet is in a chest in the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir. The Bloodstone is with Kel's Cafety and Tyrion's Rest, and the rose just south of here in Candrian. The circlet is in a chest in the Scholia Arcana Library in Rathir. You'll have to be sneaky about how you obtain it. The Bloodstone is with Kel's Cafety and Tyrion's Rest. I've given you the gold to purchase it from him. You need Hellbane to pluck the rose from the grave of Geradace, my wife. Until later, then.
Approach and await the wisdom of the fates. I am the great Kel's Cafety, sworn and scrupled servant to the Sisters of Destiny. Speak, that I may divine your future, and through my gift, Bless your mortal soul. This town is full of old fools. Most of them will believe anything you tell them. I don't like strangers who ask a lot of questions. I'm sure Derfel is not very fond of me. I beat him in a game of cards many years ago, fair and square. By my standards, anyway. Traditionally, this sort of transaction happens under more discreet circumstances, if you understand my meaning. Tell you what, I'll part with it for a hefty price. Very well. It's practically highway robbery, but I'm not in any condition to argue. Pleasure doing business, friend.
So many new faces.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
Make way for the archsage.
Hello.
Ah, you have returned. Then your seventh labor awaits. Together, the items you collected comprise the Amrinthian Band, the crown of Kandrian kings. Your seventh labor is to reconstruct this crown. It is an ancient crown for ancient kings. That is all I will say on the matter. There is only one place where the Amrinthian Band may be reconstructed. On a rock. Find a Fey sagecrafter named Hendy and tell her I sent you. She will assist you in restoring the Amrinthian Band. Farewell.
not often I get visitors here in Anorak. What is your business? I can help you with your gems if you wish. Nothing too interesting. Just a lonely sage crafter. Derfel is a very old friend of mine. I haven't heard from him in years, though. It's nice to finally get some news of him. Indeed. I can feel the power emanating from the items you bear. Give me a moment, and I will reconstruct the band. There you are. Take it, with my blessings.
Greeting. The Amarinthian Band. Alas, I would dearly love to dive into a lecture regarding this crown's rich and sordid history, but there is no time. You see, a man named Kurig Shasta has tracked you here. He and his band of mercenaries await outside, keen on shedding my blood. I have to confess, these labors you've done for me have been for a single cause. I have been waiting for the day when I could meet Kurig once again. I sent you on labors to arm myself for this fight. They followed you to me just as I hoped they would, and now I need your help to fight them off. He is the man who murdered my wife, Jera, when Matix Dace had hired him to kill me. Kurig had wanted to take my life for a long time, and now he has more reason to. He wants the truth of Jera's death to die with me. There is nothing to work out with Kurig. It is either him or me. Now hurry and join me outside so we can greet our guests. Until later then. There is no reasoning with Kurig Shasta. We must kill him now. Never mind. Always comes to bloodshed, doesn't it? Kurig Shasta had a contract out on my life the last 15 years. I'm glad the bastard's finally dead. I can finally begin to travel as I come upon my remaining days. Return to my home and you will find a secret door in the fireplace which leads to my treasure room. All of the treasure there now belongs to you.